Good morning. Welcome to Just for Today, a time of eclectic reading, sharing of perspectives, meditation, and prayer. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of the newly joined Centers for Spiritual Living Communities of Columbia and Greater Baltimore. Today is August 15th. And this morning I am reading from This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. And I opened it up just a couple of seconds ago to page 91, and here's where my eyes landed. Stop blaming anyone or anything, persons, circumstances, or situations for what may be happening to you. This is futile. This is a dead end road. It is a blind alley. It is a raft adrift on an ocean of uncertainty. Today, you are going to take your life in your own hands, realizing God is ever with you. You are going to identify yourself with goodness and with joy. Straight thinking is going to do this for you. Straight thinking may not be the easiest thing in the world, but it is possible for anyone. If science of mind, religious science, metaphysics, call it what you will, was easy to practice, was easy to live by, our centers would be overrun with people. My experience is that it's very simple and it challenges the very ancient fabric and conditioning of humanity, which is hard for a lot of us. Ultimately, what I hear Holmes offering us, what I've experienced in my own life, is literally change your thinking, change your life. Now, that doesn't mean that changing my thinking will necessarily change the circumstances. If I am walking from the store to the back of the parking lot to my vehicle and a thunderstorm rolls up and dumps a bunch of rain on me, I'm wet. No amount of thinking is going to change that situation. And I'm at choice about how I experience that. I can be mad. I can go running down the road of some nasty internal dialogue, berating myself for not being more prepared. I can berate the weather people for not predicting it. I can berate the weather. I can berate other people for making me park way in the back of the parking lot. And I will be miserable. Or I can align my thinking with acceptance that I'm wet, that rain is a natural function, all of whatever's, and it changes my whole experience. Right? And maybe I was planning to go somewhere from there, and now I'm wet. And so, again, I get to change my thinking. Now, that may seem like a trivial example, and I invite you to explore that maybe it's not, right? Because whether it's what's happening in our political realm or what's happening in my personal relationships, if I'm blaming, I am consenting to victim consciousness. It doesn't mean the situation isn't real. But when I blame, what I'm actually saying is I am powerless to change my experience because I'm focused on changing the situation, which sometimes I simply cannot change. I was facilitating a book discussion class last night, and one of the things we talked about was in our current social climate, the whole work of diversity, equity, and inclusion as a thing is being systemically erased organizationally. They're coming after, it's being quashed in our school systems, it's being quashed in our workplaces. And what if we actually saw this as an invitation for each of us as individuals to stop talking about, not just talking, but to stop railing about it and start being it? What if each and every one of us celebrated diversity every chance we got, whether it's on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, or even with a total stranger or your neighbor? What if we just celebrated our differences? What if we made changes in our individual lives to live in more equity? And what if we made an honest, concerted, consistent effort to be more inclusive? What would that change? I think it would change a lot. I think it would change our relationships. I think it would change our society at a level that organizational programs can't. And so, again, it goes back to what Holmes is offering us. Change my thinking. I change my mind. I change my experience. And so I'm going to read this paragraph one more time as I take us into our time of meditation and contemplation. It's a 5-minute practice of just being present with whatever comes. So here's the reading from This Thing Called You, page 91. Stop blaming anyone or anything, persons, circumstances, or situations for what may be happening to you. This is futile. It is a dead-end road. It is a blind alley. It is a raft on an ocean of uncertainty. Today, you are going to take your life in your own hands, realizing God is ever with you. You are going to identify yourself with goodness and with joy. Straight thinking is going to do this for you. Straight thinking may not be the easiest thing in the world, but it is possible for anyone. Let's take that into our time of meditation and contemplation. With this breath, I allow my attention, my awareness, my recognition to go deeper. Deeper into that higher awareness, that higher energy that recognizes one life, one power, one presence, one substance of infinite possibility that is expressing itself in the multiplicity of individualized expression, yet remaining one, never separate from itself, never diminished by the infinite number of ways that it expresses. It is, at the core of itself, the essence, the makeup of it is whole, perfect, and complete. And so that wholeness, that perfection, that completeness, that missing nothing is the very substance of all form. And so the agency that is creation itself must live, move, and have its being in its creation that is created out of it. I am that in form. And what is true of me is true of everyone and everything. All whole, perfect, and complete from the very makeup. So I claim and affirm that every expression of divinity is awakening to its magnificence. That each and every expression is coming to a palpable awareness and ownership of the truth of their being. And then as that awareness becomes conscious, that behavior aligns, that purpose aligns, that life expresses life as it's aware of itself, that all of the ideas of a power against are neutralized by the recognition of one power. That all of the competition to be above, the very idea of hierarchy, is dispelled by the recognition that every expression of life is fundamentally, foundationally equal, made of the same substance, and the celebration of each individualized expression expressing in diverse, infinite, intentionally different ways is celebrated. That the very idea of becoming same is neutralized. It simply fades away. And in its place, a celebration of unique, authentic, infinite possibility expressing in form. A recognition that as I express, I offer a new experience of the infinite, and as I learn about and connect with each individualized expression of this one that I can, I am learning about another part of the divine self that is myself. And that I celebrate each expression equally, joyously, profoundly. That I move through this day with an awareness of, there I am, and there I am. And in those places where I experience misalignment, I courageously ask within, what pain, what wound, what lie is operating out of alignment? Not to criticize, but so that I can heal. So that the individualized can participate in the healing of the whole through ownership. And I celebrate the activity of creation, the doer of creation, that I call law. Law because it operates exactly the same for each and every one. That it has no off switch. That it is always, always simply receiving the impress of thoughts, the desire of the heart, acting upon it and making it so. So I can trust that all that is reflected back is an accurate manifestation of thought, giving me information to correct, to adjust, to change my thinking. More than the individualized my thinking, to be a part of changing thinking, healing, errant thought, by speaking truth, by living in alignment. This is what I mean when I say I release my word. I release my word by fully participating. The release is continuous. So I let go. I let go of all of the static in my brain that wants to argue. I let go of all of the old thinking that no longer is relevant or helpful. I let it all go. And in its place, I know the harmonious operation of one. And I be that. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.